Well, normally we want politicians to speak less, not more. But there's a fascinating case in Finland of a Finnish MP who is being prosecuted for hate speech, for quoting the Bible. That probably doesn't surprise you, but the case should concern you. Let's check it out. So, just to update you, day 4 of the lockdown here in the family home, and we're up to day 4 out of 10. I've tested positive for COVID, so please excuse the cough in the background. Päivi Räsänen is a medical doctor, mother of 5, grandmother of 7. She's married to a pastor. She's a member of the Finnish Parliament, and she was the former Minister of the Interior, which includes being Minister of the Police. And she is facing 3 criminal charges. Her alleged crime: she publicly voiced her deeply held Bible beliefs. And the Finnish Prosecutor General has brought 3 criminal charges against her at the beginning of last year, and the case is currently being considered, and she now faces 2 years of imprisonment. What does she do? Well, she's accused of having engaged in hate speech for publicly voicing her opinion on marriage and homosexuality. She did a 2004 pamphlet, which is entitled "Male and Female He Created Them, Homosexual Relationships Challenge the Christian Concept of Humanity." In 2019, she made some comments on a radio show, and then in 2019 as well, she did a tweet which was directed at her church leadership, where she challenged the church's support of a pride parade and quoted Romans 1 from the Bible. And during the closing arguments, the prosecution actually argued that the use of the word sin could be harmful. So the Alliance Defending Freedom have been defending her, offering her legal support, ADF, and they've done an interview with her, and I want to show you just some excerpts from her. And she starts off by backgrounding why she was prosecuted in the first place.
I was worried that when there is such a contradiction between the Bible and what the church had decided, it will break down the people's trust upon the Bible. And it would be very dangerous if the Christians do not anymore trust on the Bible. I took a photo from the Bible and posted it in Twitter and asked the leadership of my church that how is it possible that what Bible calls sin and shame, you are now supporting as a pride. And after that, some citizen made a complaint to police, and police started to investigate that. And then after that, there were many other criminal complaints that some citizens made about a booklet that was written much earlier, 2004, and some radio and TV programs where I was talking about these issues.
So then came the police interviews, and remember, she is a former Minister of Police.
I was interrogated by police many times, and those hearings, they lasted altogether about 13 hours. In fact, the situation was very absurd, because I sat there with the police. I had the Bible on the table, and then the police asked me questions about my beliefs. What do you think about what Apostle Paul is here teaching? What do you think about this verse, these verses where he speaks about homosexual acts? In fact, I thought that it was quite a privilege to have this kind of discussion with the police, because I had many times during these hours the possibility to tell to the police the message of gospel, what the Bible teaches about the value of human being, that all people are created as the image of God, and that's why they all are valuable. So it was funny that many people described these interrogations, that Päivi goes now again to the police station to give Bible studies to the police. I could never have imagined For example, when I worked as a Minister of Interior, who was in charge of police, that I would be interrogated and asked that kind of questions in police station. I have heard about this kind of interrogations and hearings from Soviet times. I'm so old that I remember the Soviet times, and I could never have imagined that that happens in Finland. The police asked also in every interrogation, are you ready to renounce your writings and take them away from your social media accounts or your home pages? But I answered that I will stand on what I believe, and I will speak about these things and write about these things also in the future. Because they are a matter of conviction, not only an opinion.
Yeah, fascinating. So Päivi Räsänen was asked, why did she speak up on these things when somebody will get upset? Somebody always gets upset, and things from the Bible upsets people. Why did she still speak up?
I never intended to insult or defame anyone. I think all people are equal. All people are precious. I just wanted to share what I believe and what I think that it is best for all human beings. And I think that these writings and this conviction, it arouses from love and not from hate. The prosecutor general has been in public many times about this case, and 1 year ago in an interview in Helsinki Sanomat, she stated that if Päivi Räsänen is convicted, it is not necessary to take the Bibles away from the libraries, and it is still okay to cite them. But what is not okay is to agree with the Bible. And at the same time, she also compared the Bible to Mein Kampf. And I think what she said is very dangerous, because she defined thought crime, and it would be also dangerous not only to me and to Christians, but to everyone who have convictions and speak about them.
And just one final point. Päivi Räsänen is a member of parliament. She's a politician. Things will have been said against her that have offended her, have defamed her. How has she responded to them?
Yes, there are many times when in public discussions and debates and in many writings I have felt insulted or defamed, or also of course I have had sometimes bad feelings about what have been written about me or my family or even my children. But I think that it is good that there are opinions different than my opinions, and I have never thought that I would make a criminal complaint for some opinions or some even insults that have done against me.
Yeah, it's a disturbing case, and we will monitor it, and I'll update you when we find out what the verdict was. There was a letter sent by almost 250,000 supporters to the Finnish prosecutor that said that this case would shut down honest, open public dialogue, and that effectively makes following Jesus a criminal act. It's also important to note that she also led the opposition against the passage of the redefinition of marriage, the Same-Sex Marriage Act in Finland. And of course, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Family First is currently in the Supreme Court awaiting a decision from the 5 Supreme Court judges as to whether we will be deregistered, an action that began with the same-sex marriage campaign and our opposition to it. But this is a worldwide trend, isn't it, of criminalising the Bible. And even in New Zealand, the recent conversion therapy ban, which is designed to criminalise the pulpit, and of course hate speech laws as well. My simple instruction to you is keep going. We need to keep speaking truth. Be on the right side of truth, even if.